You got me begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me?
Cut! This is highly inappropriate. Shut it down. What's going on, movie fans? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared, and you know, some of these movies closer to the end of the year, you know, Oscar-worthy, award-worthy movies, don't really come around to where I live and the theaters around me. Luckily, I was able to get this new one, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, Just Mercy. Attorney Brian Stevenson takes the case of an African-American man wrongfully imprisoned for murder and has been sentenced to death row. So is Just Mercy one of these end-of-the-year movies that you definitely need to check out? Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of Just Mercy, if you've already seen this film, or if you're very much looking forward to it this weekend or the coming weeks. Now let's get into some of the good. So getting right into Just Mercy, this is based on a true story. So these events that you're seeing on the big screen have in fact happened. So it hits the kind of spectrum of there's certain scenes that are optimistic, heartwarming, you know, you're very happy and emotional, but then there's other scenes that are very despicable, and you cannot believe that people acted this way. And again, it was a different time, it was a different place, but with the source material that they used for this true story, man, I thought it was crafted fairly well, because it almost takes on this identification or this identity of a courtroom drama, like almost a procedural and whatnot, Law and Order, but you know, it's a 2-15-hour movie, and it shows the court process and the ins and outs and almost how one person's word carries more weight than the others. And I thought that it was, again, it's based on a true story, so you kind of know where this is going to go, but they were able to put in these certain scenes and emotional beats where the tension is ramped up and you don't know where this scene is going to go, or the intensity is brought up in this other scene. So I thought that the way that they kind of almost brought that emotional aspect into the movie was done fairly well. But the key part of this film, I would say, is the performances. Michael B. Jordan as this lawyer that's very much wet behind the ears, getting these, you know, on death row inmates on his docket to figure out what is going on with these inmates and if some of the evidence, you know, isn't true. And Michael B. Jordan's chemistry with Jamie Foxx is by far the standout in this film. You know, neither of them are fully overacting. They very much see eye to eye. There's conflict at times. There's sympathy between the two of them. And I thought that their chemistry worked very well. But then separating them again, Michael B. Jordan is very determined. He very much carries this movie. And some people say that he is a face actor, and that got to me a little bit, but I thought he carried his own in this film. But out of the two, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, I would say Jamie Foxx is the better of the two. He is very, you know, not overacting, he's very subdued. You know, he's this character that knows that he's done wrong, he's in jail, he's on death row, and he is sort of grasping onto any possible way of getting out of that situation. And again, I thought he played this very subdued, subtle, great acting in this film. Oh, and another standout is Rob Morgan as Herbert Richardson, I believe it is. He's kind of a side character. He's almost, I wouldn't say a plot device, because again, this is a thing that actually happened. This is a true story. But he is this other part of the film that very much brings a lot of emotion and almost this drive in Michael B. Jordan's character. But Rob Morgan as this Herbert character, I thought he did phenomenal. Again, he has very limited screen time, but for myself, he was definitely a standout. And rounding it out, I would say that the cinematography and just the way that certain scenes were framed, shot, and whatnot, very close up to bring in the, I guess, emotional, how these characters are actually feeling. But then in the courtroom scenes, where it's just a slow pan into a certain character when the verdict is for or against, it's maybe not for what they wanted. You can see how their optimism or pessimism from their face just is sucked out in that slow pan in. And you know, right at the beginning, Jamie Foxx's character is like cutting down trees in the woods, and I just thought that was just gorgeously shown on the big screen. So this is a well shot, well acted, well put together film. However, getting into something that I wouldn't say is an entirely big negative on people, because again, this is based on a true story, so there's only so many different ways you can tell this story, but this does come off as a bit cliched. And in life, nothing is new, nothing is original. Certain things have happened multiple times, and I think that this story, the way it plays out, you kind of know beat for beat where this is going to go, the very ending, the climax of this film. Again, it's a very enjoyable, well-acted journey, but you have seen the structure, the outcome, the wrongly accused story a time or two before. Overall, Just Mercy is, one of these powerful, emotional movies that I'm very much glad I was able to check out at the end of this year. Again, with it featuring this powerful story, great chemistry between Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx. Their performances are great, and cinematography that is very gorgeous. But with it maybe coming off as, a cliched story that you've seen a time or two, I'd recommend checking out Just Mercy. Again, this is a story that I think needs to be told. It's very powerful, it's very emotional, and it almost is borderline life lessons for future generations, I guess. In closing, I'm going to give Just Mercy 3.5 out of 5 Law and Orders. So what did you guys think of Just Mercy? If you've already had the pleasure of checking this out, or if you're very much swayed into checking this one out now, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos over there or up there. There's brand new stuff every single week. I just did a review for Underwater. Not a great movie, but then there's plenty of other things coming this weekend. Hopefully I can do a fun video here, but then Oscar predictions on Monday. I'm going to hopefully do a live stream for that, so please tune into that. Follow all of my social media, like this video, share this video out, and until next time, I'll see you later.